All right, welcome to the Albert and Billy Show. We're going to get this microphone closer to us, Papa, for the radio listeners.
Well, I want people to hear us.
I know.
And see us.
I know. So welcome to the Albert and Billy Show on WUAT radio and Channel 18 Valley TV and YouTube. Last week was our 50th episode, the season 1 finale. This is the season 2 premiere.
Premiere.
Yeah.
It's a nice sounding word.
It is, isn't it? And of course, we're bombarded with announcements as always. That never changes, does it?
Hardly. Aren't you glad?
That's true.
People trust you to do this for them.
That's true. I'm going to read an obituary for our radio listeners. Because he passed away yesterday, and he was my boss out at Fall Creek Falls when I lifeguarded. He was over the lifeguards. And his son Chris worked with me for years at the movie store. So I'm going to do an obituary for Jim Hall, who passed away yesterday, Thursday, August 24th. James Jill Hall, 66 of Pikeville, died. He was born to Cam and Virginia Ware Hall of Loudon, who preceded him in death. Jim, being a Christian, loved the Lord and worshiped with the Church of Christ at Mount Della. He served the public of Fall Creek Falls for 42 years with the Tennessee State Park System and was a member of the Van Buren County Emergency 911 Board. Survivors include his wife of 38 years, Mary Frances George Hall, son Chris and wife Carmen Hall of Maryville, grandson Baylor Hall, brother Thomas Hall of Murfreesboro, numerous family and friends. And a celebration of his life will be 2 p.m. Sunday, August 27th, with Brother Bobby Collier and Shane Petty officiating. The burial will follow in Walling Cemetery. The family will receive friends 12 to 9 Saturday and 10 a.m. until service time on Sunday. And condolences can be made at www.pikevillefuneralhome.com.
He's a good man.
He was,
good
yeah.
Family, good family.
Yeah, it is. That's sad to have to say that obituary. The Rook Tournament, the WUAT listeners, the Rook Tournament is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Prizes are awarded to the top 3 teams and concessions are available. To sign up, call 447-3000. And also Warrior Fest is tomorrow right here in downtown Pikeville.
Yeah, big thing.
Yeah, it is, and it's going to be at the Farmers Market, and it kicks off at 4 p.m. There'll be a lot of vendors set up for that, so check out the Warrior Fest. So a lot going on tomorrow night, folks, right here in downtown Pikeville. And some things further off. We got the Fall Festival coming up, Papa, on October 6th. It's October 6th through the 8th. And it will start out on that Friday with a golf tournament at Fall Creek Falls State Park, the golf course. It will start at 8 a.m. with a shotgun start, 4-person scramble. There'll be contests like closest to the pin, longest drive, longest putt, etc. 2 flights, first, second, and third place awards. And also after that, at 4 p.m., there'll be a cookout at the Farmers Market right across the street from us here. That's all on Friday of the Fall Festival. Now the golf prices are $300 per team, $100 if you want to sponsor a hole on the golf course, and you can purchase mulligans at the course. For more info though, call 447-3000. Now that's for Friday. Saturday, they'll have the war reenactment, you know, how they do that. Yeah, they'll reenact that. There'll be a tractor parade.
Of the Civil War.
I'm not sure what all
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I don't know, it might be one of the World Wars 2, I believe. I believe that's what it is.
Okay.
But either way, it'll be good. They'll have a big band sound, a swing dance contest.
It says World War II right now.
Yeah? So, okay. So I guess it is that then.
I've never seen one. All I've ever seen is Civil War.
Yeah. Well, you're about to see something different, aren't you?
Yeah, it will be.
There'll be vendors set up, fiddle picking, fireworks, and then on Sunday is the farm to table, and that's where they have the huge table right here on Main Street.
On the street.
Yeah, so that's coming up 1st of October, folks. October 6th through the 8th. Don't forget Pikeville Fall Festival, big event here in Pikeville, and also that weekend at the Bledsoe County Fairgrounds. Your second favorite grandson, Caleb, and his band, the Cane Creek Tragic, will have their CD release party with special guests Sean Cooley, BJ Worthington, and Marred Up. Admission is $5. They'll have CDs there for $5 also. Come out to support your local musicians and artists, and also celebrate the Cane Creek Tragic on their album release.
Can you sing as good as Caleb?
I don't know. Let's have to sing for you one day.
You won't let me sing. I won't let you sing it. Hey, that World
I
War
used to could sing real good, but
yeah, I remember you singing in church.
yeah.
That World War II reenactment, as opposed to Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
In the Civil War, they didn't have to worry about airplanes. So here we won't have to. They don't have to have part of the airplane dropping bombs on Germany.
I have a feeling that's not going to
You don't
happen.
think that-
I hope not. And they're also having the Glow Run, the Oktoberfest Glow Run on October 7th. So that weekend is just jam-packed.
What is it? What kind of run?
Glow Run. See, Oktoberfest Glow Run.
That's what it says. I've
Yeah,
heard of
it
a
sure
glow
does.
worm.
Yeah, I have too. This is
Fish
the Glow
was in
Run.
water.
And it's going to be, once again, on October 7th, that Saturday. It's a 1 mile run walk that begins at 7 o'clock p.m. and the Glow Party will be afterwards along with fireworks.
All right.
And of course the location will be downtown Pikeville on Main Street Stage. For questions though, call Michelle Raines or Tammy Terry at 447-2914. So call 447-2914 for more information.
The reason
That's
it's called
cool.
a glow run because it's at night, right?
I don't know. You could be
Glow.
right, but I don't know on
Glow.
that.
That's unusual.
Mm-hmm. But they have this though. They've
Not
had this a
first
few
time.
times. No, it's not. And the Boo Bash.
Oh,
Since we're
I
on
heard
October,
about
might
it.
as well say the Boo Bash. We'll have plenty of time to promote this, but this will be the 3rd annual Boo Bash. They'll have trunk or treat, costume contest for the kids and dogs this year. I think that's the first time they've done that.
Well, I would think so.
Yeah.
What if
And,
they do? What if they have one
They'll
for
have a
elk?
movie in the pumpkin patch, it says.
And that's Charles Schultz,
Okay.
movie in the pumpkin.
Oh, okay. So, man, October's jam-packed, isn't it, Papa?
Well, we got 31 days.
Yeah,
All months don't have 31 days.
that's true.
Okay, for my part in the presentation of news that people should be aware of, and if they're not, we want to make them aware of it. There will be a revival held at the Shadyville Church of God on August the 27th. That's just a couple of days away.
Mm-hmm.
And it will last through the 30th day of August, each night at 6 o'clock. No, Sunday night, 6 o'clock. The rest of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it will be at 6:30. To bring this revival effort for them up there at Shadyville Church of God and to anybody else in the surrounding area, the fellow that's going to be doing the preaching is named Steve Warren.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Warren. If you would like to find out more about this revival effort, call the pastor, Donnie Lawson, fine man. 533-2005 to find out more about the revival at
2005.
Shadyville. 2005. That's no way of saying it.
Yeah.
But 200, well, it's 2000.
That's 2000.
We're going to have the 5th annual Smoke in the Valley. It's going to be September the 23rd. This is at the
I'm
Bledsoe
excited
County.
about this.
Smoke, that sounds like something to eat.
It is barbecue.
It's at the Bledsoe County Fairgrounds from 10 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. And it will be a barbecue
Barbecue.
competition. That
Yeah.
means I'm trying to outdo you. Mine's
Yeah.
better than yours. I'll prove it. Taste mine.
I love it. I'd love to be a judge in this.
It has been sanctioned. It is a sanctioned event by the Kansas City Barbecue Society.
That's big.
And you realize that there are barbecue sauces that are labeled Kansas City style?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there will be an admission charge of $2 to get in, but if you're 6 years old, you're not under 6.
No.
6 and under, you get in free.
Alrighty.
There will be music, there will be food, there will be vendors, there will be games for kids, marbles probably.
Probably.
Cruise in 10 to 3. So
That's a big event then.
This is the Bledsoe County Rescue Squad sponsoring this.
Well, good for them. That's a good event.
All right. We have from the Wheeler Edition Church of God an announcement that their youth will be selling plate lunches on Wednesday, September the 13th at 11 o'clock. And it will be a charge of $7 per plate. The plate will consist of meatloaf, green beans, macaroni and cheese, and a roll. If you want to order, you contact Sister Diane Worthington, sweet lady, at 423-304-2202. Not to be outdone, we have Sister Elizabeth Hurd, sweet lady, at 423-447-2551. Or you may call the church, Wheeler Edition Church of God. That number is 423-447-2075. You may call that day, the day of the event. There won't be anybody there. There will be great food and a great time to fellowship, eat in or carry out, and they will deliver within the city
Can't
limits.
beat that, can you?
If you want to give more than the $7 posted,
They will
just
take
drop
it.
it in the plate. All donations appreciated. Their pastor's name is Johnny LeBron Hurd, good friend of Eddie
You
Alvarez.
know
And
him.
he gives an invitation to everyone to come
Yes.
and enjoy a great lunch.
Good deal.
And it will be good food. It
Yes,
will be
it
good food,
will.
I guarantee.
Yes, it will.
I did my thing.
You did your thing.
I want to see that World War II reenactment.
We will watch that on October the 7th, Papa. We will watch that.
The thing about the Civil War, the reenactments are of battles that were fought that you can drive to and see the monuments and the monumental things that are left there. But now a lot of that stuff is coming down. A lot of our Confederate statues are being drugged to the ground and broken all to pieces.
Yeah.
And but the Second World War, none of it was fought here. The only thing that ever happened here, we arrested some spies that got off of a submarine and wound up on the East Coast up here, and we got rid of them. But it'll be interesting to see what part of World War II lasted 4 years, 41 to 45. But your battles were fought in France and England and.
I guess they'll be dressed up like those people. I'm sure.
It'd be interesting. Well, the uniform.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? You know the little doll that came out, G.I. Joe.
Mm-hmm.
That's the depiction of World War II.
Oh, okay.
And so
Well, that was very popular.
yeah.
Yeah, very popular.
See, most of what we remember is the Korean conflict and the Vietnam conflict, and then of course Afghanistan.
I remember that. Yeah.
Buster, they got shot at in the Korean conflict. They actually got shot at.
I'm sure. Well, you got last week's trivia for us.
You want that, don't you?
Oh yeah, I done really, really well last week, Allie.
You remember, don't you?
I just remembered that.
Last
so I like
week's
this.
trivia goes like this. I am known as the Cornhusker State. What am I?
You're Nebraska.
You are Nebraska. That's who we defeated in our bowl game last year.
It is. That's right.
This year.
Yeah, it was past New Year's. Yeah.
Second question. I am the Silver State with Carson City as my capital and Sagebrush as my state flower.
You are Nevada.
Nevada. You still remember them this week? That
So
was
far.
not a fluke last week.
So far.
Third, we were the first colony to claim our independence from Britain in 1776. My capital is Concord.
You're in New England, so
Yeah.
you're in New Hampshire.
New England, New Hampshire. A lot of the new has to do with the carryover from England. The
Okay,
things we brought,
yeah.
the little town up here above Crossville, Rugby, it's a carryover from England.
Oh,
The type of architecture used goes back to England.
I didn't know that.
Listen to me, Billy. Next
I
question. We were the third state, and our moniker is the Garden State.
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Mhm.
I didn't realize they were the third state to be admitted
I
in
didn't
the
either.
Union, though. I thought it'd be like Virginia and Massachusetts and places like
Yeah, yeah. They seem older.
Next question, question 5. With the land of enchantment as our motto and Santa Fe as our capital, where are we?
When you said Santa Fe, I knew that it was New Mexico.
Yeah, boy, you're good. I don't believe I would have gotten all these. Truthful. Land of enchantment, yeah, I would have gotten that. Next question. Our capital is Albany. One of our cities was the nation's capital from 75 to 90, 1775, 1785 to 1790, and George Washington took his oath of office in 1789 in our state. What state am I if Albany is my capital?
They're in New York.
You're in New York. You've been there, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've been about all these so far, haven't you?
Yeah. There's a lot of those.
New Jersey
yeah.
and
New Hampshire.
yeah. Okay, next question. My motto is the Tar Heel State, and Raleigh is my capital.
Near North Carolina.
North Carolina. I've been there. Bet you've been there too.
Yeah, been there a bunch.
I am the Buckeye State.
You're Ohio.
Ohio.
I knew that.
You knew that from football.
Mm-hmm.
Who's coach at Ohio State?
And then Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a former Florida
I
coach.
know.
Ohio State had a coach one time. His name was Woody Hayes. And one of the opposing team's players had either intercepted a pass or was running for a touchdown. And he was going to make it. And he ran out on the field and tackled it.
Are you?
Oh,
That's crazy.
I'm glad I've got memory. Okay. Next question. On April the 22nd, 1889, my area was opened up for settlement. And by that evening, we had 50,000 new citizens. 1 year later, we became the Sooner State.
You're Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. But can you imagine adding 50,000 people in
No.
one day
No,
to
that's
be a
crazy.
citizen of your area and you're not even a state yet?
No, no.
Okay, last question.
Last one.
We were the first state to secede from the Union over slavery, and Columbia is our capital.
You're South Carolina.
First one to secede. Brother Kahn, the pastor of Cold Springs, said he enlightened me on this. I was not aware of it. We picture the South, the virgin South, Georgia, Mississippi, South Carolina, and parts of Tennessee as being pro-slavery. But he said the people up north, they own slaves too.
Yeah, I don't know. That gets, for whatever reason, that gets overlooked, doesn't
But
it?
overriding everything else you understand about the Civil War, we've always understood that slavery was the number one issue that drove the wedge between the North and the South. That slavery needed to be abolished, and that's what Lincoln set out to do,
Yeah.
and did.
Is that why he got assassinated?
Well,
Do you remember?
I'm sure.
Probably so,
Probably the
yeah.
fellow that killed him didn't like it because what he had done, or what
Yeah.
he was trying to do.
Yeah.
And you know, after the most poignant thing that I can remember reading. I did a lot of reading. Don't do as much now. But some of the slaves chose to stay with their slave owners because it was their way of life. They had security.
Yeah.
They were going to be thrown to the wolves. Where am I going to go? Where am I going to sleep tonight? What am I going to eat? You know.
Yeah.
So
I can
some
understand that too.
chose.
Scared of change, and I mean, they may have liked the people they worked for.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know if it was a matter of liking, but like I
Or just
say,
scared of the
some of
change,
it's family status. But I think overriding everything would have been the fear of the unknown.
Yeah, I'm sure
and the
that's what it
security
was.
they had in having a place to sleep that night. Something
That
to
would be
put on
it.
the table.
Yeah.
I told you about us coming back up from Mississippi, and we came on that trail, the Natchez Trail, and there were 2 rows of cotton at one of the stopovers. One row of cotton was white cotton, one row of cotton was brown cotton, and the brown cotton was what the slave owner gave the slave to farm for himself. That was so he could use his cotton to make his clothes for his family. He wouldn't be cheating and getting some of the slave owner's cotton, because there's a whole lot of difference in white clothes and brown clothes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Crazy.
That's
well, that was
trivia.
last week's trivia. And coming up after the break, we'll have next week's trivia.
No, this week's trivia.
Or this week's trivia. Yeah.
I don't either.
I was thinking that was this week's. But it is this week's trivia. Hopefully I can do just as well, but I doubt it. He's probably went out of his way to make it extremely hard
I've
this
never
week.
seen you get 10 right.
No.
But
No.
I got news for you. I guarantee you, if you were to prepare 10 questions for me, and then just arbitrarily just go through your mind and pick out 10 things to ask me, why you think I'd get 10 right?
No.
I know it.
I do like you. It doesn't make them really hard.
You would.
Yeah. Well, we'll be back right after the break, folks, right here on the Albert and Billy Show. We'll go back to the Albert and Billy Show on WUAT and Channel 18 Valley TV. Thanks to our sponsors, Little Mountain Video and on Highway 30 West. Best pizza in town, folks. And you got Subway on the bypass. And they do have breakfast now.
They have pizza.
And they have pizza now, too. That's right. And Scotty's, of course, home of the Scotty Burger out here in downtown Pikeville. Erica Campbell. I think her new place is called Posh. I've got to get with her.
Posh Beauty Company.
Posh Beauty Company. There we go. At the old State Farm Insurance building right here in downtown Pikeville. Wow. The Loom, our neighbor, Miss Judy Yates. You can have a little bit of everything.
She's a hard-working woman.
She is. She's right next door to us, too.
All those alterations she does for me keeps her busy.
Yeah. She does that for a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
And Marvin Smith in the Highway Department, and Carolyn Terry
courthouse
at the courthouse, yeah.
Who else?
And Emma
Boynton.
Yeah. Thanks to all those. And am I missing anybody?
Well, you got some insurance people.
Yeah, that's right. Duh. Forgot about them. There's so many. Sometimes I forget. Bilbrey Insurance on Spring Street, of course. Frank and Susan Bilbrey. And they specialize in Medicare needs and stuff like that. They're good. Right behind Howard Upchurch Law Office.
Yeah.
Also, Farm Bureau Insurance. Go see Matt Massingale and his friendly staff for all your home, auto, and life insurance needs at Farm Bureau Insurance.
Is that all of it?
I think. And Citizens Tri-County Bank, of course, our oldest sponsor. Thanks. And it's Lola's. It's Lola's,
right
her shop, right down the street from us here.
It's not even a stone's throw.
No.
Well, the way my arm is, it's about 10 stone's throw.
Well, it's time for this week's trivia.
We appreciate all our sponsors. We
do.
If anybody else wants to sponsor us, throw in your...
Feel free.
Yeah, throw in
Feel free to.
Contribution. Okay, this week's trivia. One of my... Back on some of what we had last time. One of my cities was the national capital from 1790 to 1800. And this is where we adopted the Declaration of Independence. I am known as the Keystone State, and Harrisburg
You're Pennsylvania.
is my capital. Pennsylvania. You're still...
I was thinking Philadelphia, and when you said Keystone.
That tipped the scales.
It did.
Second question. Providence is the capital of my state. My rank in size of square miles is dead last at 50. What state am I?
I've been to both of these states so far you mentioned. You're Rhode Island.
You're Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
I would not have known that.
Been to Providence.
There you go.
Yeah.
Next question. My state flower is the iris, and the state bird is the mockingbird. Our first road built by a famous frontiersman was called the Wilderness Road. What state am I?
You're Tennessee.
I thought you'd get that one, but I gave a lot of clues.
Right. The volunteer state would have been even better.
But I wasn't going to be that obvious. I wasn't going to call that Candace Parker's name either. Fourth question. With Salt Lake City as my capital, just call me
Utah.
That was your forte in school, wasn't it?
I was good at that. Yeah, I was.
Fifth question. Which state has the distinction of being the heart of Dixie?
Oh gosh.
That's what they call. That's what they say on their license plate. The heart of Dixie.
Really?
Yeah.
Alabama?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a guess. I could tell.
Yeah, it was. I was going to say Alabama or Mississippi.
Well, now, known as the last frontier, I am.
The last frontier. Oh, you're Alaska.
You're Alaska.
Yeah.
Of course, there's a frontier out there we are exploring in space. But we've not even tapped the ocean, have we?
No.
Okay, next question. There can be only one number one, and I am it. I was named after the governor of Virginia. My name is Lord de la Warr. What state am I?
Wait a minute. You said it. You just literally said it.
The man's name was the governor of Virginia. His name was Lord de la Warr.
Delaware.
But that was his name. D-E, capital L-A.
You could have said the first state, too. That's the first state.
I said I'm number one.
Oh, well, come on now. But I've been there, too.
Oh,
yeah. Delaware's pretty, too.
I've not been to Delaware. You got me there. Only one state can be the Sunshine State and name its capital.
Gosh, Papa. It's Florida.
Right.
And it's where Florida State is Tallahassee.
Florida State is Tallahassee.
Florida State is in Tallahassee.
Yeah, but I wanted the capital. That's what I like to you.
I don't know. Tallahassee.
Who plays Florida State? Alabama did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Next question. The last state was admitted to the Union, becoming state number 50 in 1959. What state?
Has to be Hawaii.
Has to be number 50.
Yeah.
Boy, I'll tell you what, I'm going to run out of states to ask you. Last question. The land of Lincoln is what I am called. What state am I?
Well, that is a terrible clue, by the way.
The land of Lincoln. That's what it says on their license plate.
The land of Lincoln?
Yeah.
Is there not a better clue that you can give than that?
Well, I don't want to be that obvious. I want you to miss at least one.
Obviously so, because that is a tough one.
I've been there.
You've been a lot of places.
One of Eddie Clyde's boys lives there.
That's the land of Lincoln, Illinois?
Illinois.
I would have never guessed that.
I wouldn't have either. Why Lincoln?
I don't know. You could have gave a lot better. You could have said Chicago.
They've got they've got a school in Tennessee, Lincoln University.
Yeah.
Why there?
I would have never made that connection. Never.
I don't understand it.
I don't either. Wow. Didn't know they were known for that at all.
I didn't either. Okay, sports of all sorts. We ready?
Sports, yeah.
Golf. short sidetrack here. They had the last professional tournament of the year, major, was the Wyndham Classic, and it closed out all the biggies last week. Henrik Stenson, a Swede, was the winner by 1 stroke, and he pocketed the purse of $1,044,000. But now listen, 57 golfers divided $5.8 million. Go figure. 57 golfers got to divide. Of course, one of them got $1,044,000.
Mm-hmm.
So that left $4 million, and well, just about $4 million to be divided among 56 players. I bet the smallest paycheck they got was $50-something thousand.
Yeah, I was about to say they still come out really good.
Yeah, for 4 days work.
For playing golf.
A tournament is a 4-day event: Thursday,
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And of course, they get there early to practice a round or two. You know.
I mean, I know it's a sport, but it just looks so like a lazy sport and so leisurely.
Well, but.
You know,
Putting that little bitty white ball in that
yeah,
little
that's
bitty hole
not easy.
must be hard
It is hard.
to pay that well.
Yeah.
Baseball. Well,
Your Dodgers. I know that's what's coming,
It's the
Allie.
same old. Chicago Cubs, they're on top by 3 games now.
Oh,
They've improved.
they're playing better.
The Braves are in 3rd place.
Sounds like they've improved a little.
They're 19.5 games behind.
Well, they got a long way to go, but
They got a long way to go. And guess where my Dodgers are?
I'm going to say first place, or we wouldn't be talking about them.
21 games ahead.
Goodness. That's a lot.
But there's something you need to be aware of, Billy, and our listeners too, and viewers.
What's that?
Those Dodgers that have that 21 game lead would still be my Dodgers if they were 21 games behind. If you have a team and you are a fan,
You stick with them through the good and the bad.
right?
That's true. But boy, sometimes it gets really frustrating.
They've been.
I think it's a bad time to be a UT fan. We get our hearts broke every year.
Yeah. But anyway, I've been a fan since '47. That's over 70 years.
That's a long time.
It's a long time.
And the Dodgers went through a few rough patches too.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, you know who owns the Dodgers now, don't you?
Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson. So
He owns the Sparks too.
I think he's got
Candace's
some
team.
money. I think he's got some money. Okay. By the way, Rocky Top turns 50 this year it turned 50 on August the 15th.
Honestly, I figured it'd be older than that.
It was written in room 388 at the Gatlinburg Inn.
Really?
This couple, a husband and wife, checked in. His name was Bondolo and Felice Bryant. And this was back in 1937.
Where are they from?
Outer space. The band,
Bondolo.
1937. It was not played by our band until 72.
Okay. Wonder
Not
why.
played, but it became an instant success.
The Osborne
Then by
brothers
19
recorded it, made it a hit too.
Well, yeah. It became the state song in 1982. 50 years later,
That is weird.
it became state song.
They waited a long time before they made it the state song.
And UTC hired their athletic director yesterday.
Did they? I didn't know that.
And vice chancellor. Name is Mac Wharton.
Mac Wharton.
W-H-A-R-T-O-N, Martin. But he He was hired from Penn State.
Okay.
I think that's where he came from.
Don't know much about him.
He was. You remember Matt McCarthy, basketball coach?
Yeah.
He put in a good word and told him that Chattanooga was a good place to be.
Oh, okay.
And I think that helped him make up his mind.
Matt McCarthy had the most success at UTC.
Oh, he was a good coach.
Yeah.
But he was assistant athletic director at Penn State. And I think you would notice, it goes without saying, that most of these hires, football, basketball, athletic director, and all these, to come to a school the size of Chattanooga as opposed to the size of Knoxville, they're coming out of a position where they were assistant. This has to be a raise for them. It has to be an elevation, a promotion. And so I think that's the reason it's easier to get an associate athletic director instead of trying to hire another one from another school, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. And cheaper. A lot cheaper.
Well, yeah, it'd be cheaper too. Okay, football. Monday, the Associated Press poll. Not, what was that little poll I said? Amway poll. Where in the world did that thing come from? The Associated Press poll hit the road Monday. Well, guess who was number one in it?
It'd be Alabama.
Alabama. And no other SEC school is in the top 10. But we have Auburn at number 12. We have LSU at number 13. We have Georgia at number 15. We have Florida at number 17. And before we get out of the top 25, Tennessee is at number 25. So that leaves a lot of room for improvement.
Yeah, it means low expectations.
Well,
is what that means.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, I want to tell you about two.
So they're not expecting a lot from UT, is what it sounded like.
Well,
maybe they'll surprise us.
Most of your sports writers are not going with them.
Obviously not. It's because the quarterbacks have yet to prove themselves. That's a lot of it.
Well, and Dobbs had to too.
Yeah, him leaving, you know,
Right.
we'll just have to kind of wait and see, really.
We will. Tony Romo, you remember him? Quarterback for who?
Cowboys.
Well, now he's going to be, instead of being with America's team, he's going to be watching he's going to be on America's Most Watched network. He's going to be with Jim Nantz on CBS.
Oh, commentating.
He will be a commentator. Jay Cutler, you remember him?
Yeah, the Bears.
And didn't he play with Vanderbilt?
He did.
He did. Well, he's going to replace John Lynch.
He's got a really hot wife, too.
He's going to be
Kristen
calling
Cavallari.
He's going to be calling games for Fox.
Really?
Yeah, for Fox.
I didn't know he retired already.
Well,
it must be because of injuries.
Yeah, well, I don't really know, but his name's been in the news here lately. About pro and con.
Okay.
Evidently it's pro now. He decided to leave it.
Must have.
The San Diego Chargers, you can say so long to them. They are leaving San Diego and they're going to Los Angeles. Now figure this out.
Why?
They're going to Los Angeles.
You're just going like an hour up the road. That's weird.
That's just 1 year after the Rams left St. Louis to come back to L.A. It's going to be L.A. Rams and L.A. Chargers.
Chargers? I don't get that.
And the Chargers originated in L.A. in 1960, but they played in San Diego from 61 to 2016. Now here we got a new scenario going to open up.
Now when does that start?
This year.
They're going to be the L.A. Chargers this year?
Yeah.
That'll take some getting used to.
It surely will. Also, speaking of quarterbacks, Romo and Cutler, Tom Brady is age 40. These are Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger, and Tom Brady. Brady is 40. He says 45 is a pretty good number. That's where I'm shooting.
Crap. I wish he would retire now.
Drew Brees is 38. He says, I'm just taking it 1 year at a time. I'm not in any hurry. If I can play, he feels like he can play a lot longer.
Right.
Wally Moon played till he was 44. I remember him. Warren Moon.
Warren, I was about to say, I don't remember Wally Moon, but I remember Warren Moon.
He was a baseball player, played for the Dodgers. Ben Roethlisberger of the Steelers.
Big Ben, the Steelers.
How old is he?
He's younger than them, but
He's
I don't
35,
know.
right?
Okay.
He is. But I don't know about his health.
He gets injured a lot.
He does.
He's very, very injury prone.
He says, I'm just going to evaluate it next season, see if there's going to be a next season.
Wow. He gets injured every year, but he plays through it though.
Okay.
A lot. You got to give him that.
Have you heard of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium?
Mercedes-Benz Stadium? I don't know.
That's the new place the Atlanta Falcons will be playing.
Oh.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium. But guess what's
When does
going to
that
happen
open?
there September the 4th? Guess what's going to happen there?
Is that where Tennessee plays Georgia
Tennessee
Tech?
and Georgia Tech will play in that stadium.
Will they be the first game in it
It'll be
then?
the first game.
Wow.
The owner of the Atlanta team is the guy that owns Home Depot. Arthur Blank. I wonder how this is going to cost him $1.5 billion. But anyway,
To open that stadium?
the stadium, that's how much it costs.
My gosh, how much money does that man have?
He said, well, I'm not wanting to build it for 2 or 3 years. I'm building for 30 or 40 years, and I'm building it for Atlanta. This is a great city. In addition to the NFL team, the Falcons, the Major League Soccer's Atlanta United will be there. The CFB Playoff National Championship will be there. The Super Bowl 53 in 2019 will be played there. And the 2020 men's basketball Final Four will be there.
Oh, really? Cool.
So he's not going to just have Falcon games.
Yeah, that's smart.
It's going to be a multi-usable facility.
Well, it'll take forever
I
for
think
it to
that's
pay
smart.
for itself.
Well, I don't know that it ever will.
I don't know that it ever
I'm sure a
will.
lot of that's tax write-off.
He must be a zillionaire to be able to pay that.
Well, the Home Depot, but you know, things are not healthy for all these businesses. I've been talking about some of these that's going under, you know, and I've got some more to talk about today. Anyway, Bledsoe County High School opened their season last year with a win under their new coach, Dennis
This
Thorell.
year, last week with a win, yeah.
Yeah, that's good, and we got another
They
game
beat
tonight.
Oliver Springs. You can listen to those games here on WUAT.
Yeah, who do we play tonight?
Whitwell.
Whitwell, they're number 5 in their division. But the home games will be Whitwell, Marion County, McMinn, Central, Oneida, and Tellico. Is it
So they go to
Tellico?
Dunlap this year?
Well, yeah, we'll have to go down there.
Yeah.
Okay, basketball.
I don't know how we're going to do. If it's too early to tell, really.
Well, you'll know more than that because Whitwell has got a...
Whitwell's good.
They're good. Like I say, they're ranked number 5 in their division. We're
In
not
their
ranked.
division or like in single A, like in the state?
I don't really know.
Because I mean, if they're ranked,
I just saw a number 5 there, and I just thought, well, that meant their division.
I mean, we could be ranked
No.
5 in our division, and that don't mean jack squat.
I'd say it's in the state.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, basketball. Remember our men's team took that 10-day trip to Europe?
Mm-hmm.
And I told you we won that first game against Spain?
Mm-hmm.
We won all 3. We had 3 exhibition games. We won all 3.
Well, that's good, I guess.
So Barnes says he was really impressed with what he saw.
That's good. That's good to hear.
A freshman, Derek Walker, averaged 13 points and 8 rebounds a game.
That's good.
A junior guard transfer that came in, Chris Darrington, had a 14-point average for 3 games. That's
real good.
That's firepower we haven't had.
Mm-hmm.
And some of our players didn't go. So what I'm saying is he had an opportunity here to play some players that he wanted to watch and see what they could do.
Okay.
So this made him
That's
feel
good.
good. Made him feel good. It was a very rewarding trip. But here's the thing about it. You faced all-star competition.
Mm-hmm.
Every game. The last one was in Paris. But here was the scores: 86 to 79, 77 to 69, and 84 to 79.
It was all close.
none of them were. But we were in them all, and we won them all. But what I'm saying is, these were not pushovers. These were not patches.
No.
And yet they won all three on the road in another country.
That is good. I hope that can carry over.
He says, Barnes says, that this third team of his will be improved, physically improved, will be a much better team than we were.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I would hope so, because last year was pretty bad.
Well, he says we have depth now, quality depth.
Okay. Well,
they've got to help. These have got to help.
U.S. Open tennis tournament starts next week, Papa.
Reckon we see another. Well, we can't see another Grand Slam, can we? Hey, I've got a.
That'd be hard to do. I hope Federer wins, though. That'd be 3 out of 4 for him.
One of my quotes today, if I get to it, is by Roger Federer. I'll go ahead and say it now because we may not have a chance to get to it. He says, they asked him a question, said, "How are you able to win so much?" He said, "I just don't play Steffi Graf."
No, Serena Williams, wasn't it?
Serena Williams?
Yeah. I think
Steffi Graf, that's a different era.
She dominated too. Yeah, she was very dominant.
Well, he said,
I've
always managed to stay away from the top female players.
Yeah. Serena's pregnant right now, so she won't be playing. But I'm sure she'll come back.
What was it? Riggs was the man that played
Billie Jean King.
Billie Jean King.
And got beat.
Got his little shoes put away, didn't he?
I believe she beat him in straight sets.
Yeah, straight set.
Battle of the Sexes. That was a big deal, wasn't it? There's a movie.
How in the world could you ever?
There's still a movie about it. Have you seen it?
No.
It's actually pretty good. Bobby versus Billy is what it's called, and they were actually, I think they ended up being great friends after that.
Well,
he passed away. I don't know how long ago it was.
What would ever possess a man his age to think he could beat a good women?
I don't know.
I've seen some women.
But she was one of the top ones.
When I taught you, I could play tennis. But you think I could? Well, I couldn't beat squat. I couldn't even hit a tennis ball. But I love to play tennis. When Carol and I came back here in '93, I went up there to the old dirt court that I played on when I was a boy, and I endeavored to get a new surface put in there.
That wouldn't have been '93, would it? You said '93. There's no way.
In 1953.
Okay, that sounds more like it.
53. 93 is when I failed. But anyway, I tried to get somebody to help me. And you know what they brought in there to resurface it with? Chert. Chert's got gravel in it.
Why they do
when the
that?
ball would hit, it'd go ching, ching.
Oh, I bet.
But we kept on till we got us a different surface down for the newer crop of players.
Well, we desperately need a new tennis court here in town now. Desperately. The one at the ballpark is beyond repair.
I heard you and Dan talking this morning. Dan said we needed a bowling alley.
Yeah, a bowling alley. I said a skating rink.
And a skating rink.
It'd be nice to have all that stuff.
We need
it.
I would think that all those would be feasible if we get 1,000 new people to move in here working at factory.
I know. That's why we were saying that. It'd be nice to see. But I'd like to see the tennis court fixed. That'd be nice to see too.
Well, see what we played on was dirt. Wasn't a thing wrong but dirt. And we would get up there and take lime and line the lines off with lime. And of course, it wouldn't be straight. We'd be doing it with our fingers.
Yeah.
And when it rained, it'd be too wet to play. And when it got hot and dusty, it would be you could hit the ball over the court with a little English on it, and it'd just die.
I bet.
Because the dirt would be soft.
Yeah.
And it'd just sink right in that dirt.
Was it kind of like playing on a clay court?
Well, no, it was soft.
Yeah.
But the men in town would come. See, I was just a kid, but Sam Brown and
you guys
Hayden
used
Wilson,
to have tournaments and see.
Oh, we had tournaments. Jimmy
None
Robertson.
of that was around in my era, and still isn't.
Dr. Smith. Several of the men in town, Clark Harvard, would come down, and they would sit over there on the sidelines waiting for the kids to get the message. We're here, boys. How about moving?
No.
And finally, the kids would, even though they were on the court and they were playing, we'd move over and let the men play. And it was fun to watch them. And then I got to compete against some of them.
Yeah, because like I said, y'all did tournaments and stuff, and I wish they'd do that again. Maybe they will.
I played in the Terminator where the one is now.
Yeah, they used to do that. That would be nice. Well, that's it for sports.
Sports of all sorts.
And this week's trivia, which I did good at again.
Yes, you did. I must
10
admit.
for 10, 2 weeks in a row. All right, coming up after the break, folks, it'll be Albertology right here on the Albert and Billy Show on WUAT Radio and Channel 18 Valley TV.
Private sector who would be investing their money was so weak that he got signals back to him, I don't believe it's time.
Good.
So those two factors went into his decision to let sleeping dogs lie.
That's the way it should always be. They
So
need to leave
now
it
there's
alone.
$138 million in the coffers there in the treasury that they need to do something with the state parks. They're going to have to dress them up if they're not going to outsource them.
Well, good.
They need to do something. So
that's what they can do, and leave it alone. Quit
That's-
trying to privatize everything. That's not the answer.
that's some good news I had to share with everybody.
Oh, I'm glad.
Those that don't
That's
read the
very good
newspaper.
news. Very good news.
All right. If you remember, for the last 4 weeks, I've touched on 4 areas that I felt like were major aspects of
Hello, Donnie McMillan.
major aspects of what we do with our spare time: movies, sports, television, and gadgets.
Yeah.
I just skimmed the surface on all of those, more so on gadgets, I guess, than anything else. But have you ever bought a gadget that's advertised on television?
Yeah, I think
I
everybody's
bought one
fell
that
for that.
would clean, I bought one that would clean my bathtub with me just saying clean it, but it didn't clean my bathtub with me rubbing as hard as I could rub. But people buy these gadgets because they're advertised on television every time you turn around.
If anything's $19.99, stay
It's
away from it.
$19.99. That's exactly what mine was. But anyway.
That's when you know it's too good to be true, folks.
Anyway, we're bombarded with all these gadgets. But anyway,
Yes.
I've got a new thought that I want to bring up. I want the people that are listening on WAT 1110 and the people who are watching on Channel 18 to consider a challenge that I want to throw out to those people that are watching us and listening to us today. Here's my challenge.
Challenge.
I would like
folks.
for the people that are out there over the airwaves to consider the place where they live, Bledsoe County, Pikeville, or in Melvin, or in Lee Station, or in wherever the
Whatever
community you're
community.
in. This is home.
Right.
Bledsoe County is home. It's not our fault there's only one town here, but there's only one town. We have multi-faceted communities scattered up and down the valley, perched on our mountainsides,
Yeah.
all around us. Now here's what I want people to do.
Okay.
I want you to come up with a one-word description of where you live. And I'm going to give you first dibs. You think of a word to describe, you live right here in the city limits of Pikeville. Can you give me a one-word description of where you live?
Pretty.
Pretty. I bet a lot of people. A lot of people will do that.
Yep.
But here's the thing. If you will do this, just write down your one-word description on an index card or tear off a piece of paper, half of an envelope, and send it in to Albert Roberts, P.O. Box 395, Pikeville, Tennessee.
Okay.
Send it in, and what we will do, we will assess all of the mail we get, the thousands of letters.
We've been getting a lot of letters at the radio station mail.
I'm kidding, but
Yeah.
but I know there's a lot of people that listen, and there's a lot of people that watch. But
We do
here's the
get a
thing
lot of
about-
letters, yeah.
Here's the thing about I know that most of them won't take time to do this. So the few that will, their names will be read off, and their entry
Okay.
into what they want to use, that one word description.
They can
of-
send it also to the radio, P.O. Box 128,
Okay.
Pikeville, Tennessee.
Okay, we'll get it there. Either way,
Either one.
you're going to have to pay out 49 cents.
Or go to our Facebook page, the Albert and Billy Show Facebook page, and you can type in your answer there. So
really?
any way you want to do it,
Yeah, but how
I'll
am I-
show it to you.
but you'll have to read it off to me. I wouldn't know how to read it. But now when you do, I want to share mine with you. I'll
Okay.
share mine over the airwaves. And if someone uses the word that I was going to use, and face it, there's going to be people that use the same word.
Well, yeah, there's only so much.
Everybody's
you can
not going to
say.
have a different word. But won't it be interesting if 200 people sat down and took time to do that?
That
If
would
I
be
have
really
to sit
cool.
up till midnight some night reading the responses
That would be okay.
and
wouldn't
come
it?
across with 200 different one-word descriptions of Pikeville?
Well, that
or
would be
9
tough.
Mile, or-
Yeah.
But here, and let me give you another facet of it. If you really love where you live, if you really love this part of Tennessee that God gave us to live in, if you really love it, and you would like to go from A to Z in the alphabet and give me a one-word description beginning with A like amazing and Z like zenith or zany, whatever, do
That
that.
would be really hard.
Wouldn't that? Somebody might do that.
Somebody might.
But I'm just saying.
They
I felt
deserve
like,
a prize if they do that.
Well, now listen. We had a lottery winner yesterday.
Man, I reckon 700 million.
$758.7 million. Now, we will not give you that kind of money.
No.
But I promise you'll
Wish
get.
we could win that kind of money.
I promise you, we will read your name over the airwaves. It will be
Yes.
broadcast. And listen, you don't know where all this is going because it could go viral.
It goes all over the world, I know. You're right. You're right.
But anyway, think about it and be thoughtful in your process. Don't just write down the first word that comes to your mind. But that might not be a bad idea either.
And the best answers, we might even should probably have them as a guest on the show so they can
How
be
are you
here
going to
and
determine
say-
who is best?
We'll just
who-
have to figure it out.
No, you.
But you got to motivate people, and that if they want to be on the show, they can, to talk about their community. Our producer likes that idea.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, only one word. Don't come up with a phrase. Don't come up with a double word.
Only one word, or that crazy idea of yours where they can write one
Well,
word with each letter.
They could write one
That'd
word.
be tough, though.
Alphabetically speaking, that'd be how many letters in the alphabet? 20.
Yes.
That'd be hard to do.
I'm taking a test all the time on this show.
When you come to Q, what would you do?
That would be tough. I don't know. Quaint.
I like that. I put that
Yeah.
down. I put that down.
All right.
So you can't have mine. Okay.
That's the only one you can think of for that one.
Okay, but anyway, I got that out of my system now. Y'all think about that.
I like that idea.
Do you?
I do.
All right. Now let me see. Okay, the next. The eclipse
The eclipse
was Monday, the 21st.
It was crazy, wasn't it?
Uh,
We looked like a little Gatlinburg that day here in Pikeville.
it took the traffic an hour to get out of here.
It did. It was traffic jams.
People were set up on the parking lot down at the funeral home.
I know it. And I saw campers at the parking lot of Piggly Wiggly.
All around the high
People-
school. The high school
Yeah.
didn't have a vacant spot.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
Okay, here's my question.
But people drove from all over the world, though. There's people here from Canada.
It's unreal. But it said only 10 or 12,000 went out Fall Creek Falls. I never heard any stats for Spring City.
10,000.
10,000? Well, we had more than that then with Fall Creek Falls.
I know it.
Okay, here's my question. Do you know of anyone who looked up at the eclipse without the aid of the glasses? Have you heard of anyone?
Yeah.
You did?
I told them they were stupid, but they did it, and I mean, I guess they're okay. They didn't seem damaged, but that was a big risk to take.
Let me ask you, did they do it because they forgot?
I think they done it because they couldn't get no glasses.
Okay, I saw people trying to buy glasses in Pikeville, and we're talking 2 hours before. That's no time to be looking for glasses.
No, a lot of people waited too long.
Strangers came in the bank up there. Strangers.
I know.
And I thought they had come in to rob the bank.
We gave a lot of the glasses out here at the radio station as prizes on the top 10 countdown.
That was
trivia.
wise.
Yeah.
You guess what Patricia and I did?
What?
We sat in her car with the visor, with the roof, the sunroof, and it had the protection of the
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it had the air conditioner going.
You can't beat that.
Couldn't beat that. No, you couldn't.
At all.
Okay, but do you think the one you said you heard of one? I didn't. I heard the one that was accused of it, but he said his eyes were not hurt. He went to a doctor, I think. But why would people do it? Either they forgot, or they were daringly doing it, or they were ignorant.
Maybe a little of all three.
You know, maybe they didn't know anything about it.
True.
I heard people mowing their yards. Heard people.
That's a little strange to do that.
I heard people stay in their house, never even went outside their house.
And I think that's a little strange too. Why would you not want to see it if you live where it's happening? But hey, whatever floats your boat, though.
Here's the thing about it.
Everybody's different.
That moon was traveling at 1,850 miles an hour from Oregon all the way to Virginia. And it couldn't be here very long. And it wasn't here very long. Okay.
No, it was just 2 minutes. That was the bummer about the whole thing. I wanted it to last longer. Because it was an amazing event.
Oh, amazing.
I wish it had been longer. Yeah.
Okay.
I heard of some people, I wish I had thought of this, laid out in the pool and put the glasses on in the pool and watched it.
That was wise.
Yeah, I could have went down to Mom and Marvin's house, you know, and got in their pool. I didn't even think to do that. Well, now remember I said on our program last week that the Krispy Kreme Donut Corporation had come up with their signature donut. Instead of the regular glaze, they put a chocolate glaze on there because of the darkness of the moon. I like that.
But I found out because of the moon totally shutting off our vision to our sun, the Chattanooga Bakery in Chattanooga had a block party for moon pies.
Oh, that's funny because moon pies did seem to be the most popular thing.
It was.
It was everywhere.
The man that was the head.
I was given moon pie, by the way, but I don't like them, but I appreciate the person that gave me one, and I acted like I liked them.
Well, listen.
But I don't.
What's it made out of?
I don't know. I don't like them, Papa. Marshmallow and something.
And graham crackers.
Yeah.
But listen, the man that owns the company said that their orders, and by the way, they had to shut down their web. They could not accept orders. They'd outstripped it. But the orders were coming from the path.
Oh.
The path, that's where their orders came from. Because people were giving away to their employees or buying to sell. I don't know. But they just could not, they were outstripped. They couldn't keep up with the demand.
And apparently, back in the day, RC Cola and Moon Pie were a combination or something.
It was a song.
Well, I didn't know that, but some businesses were giving away RC Cola and Moon Pies.
You mean RC Cola and Moon Pie and sing Maple on the Hill? I won't go into the tune. But anyway,
Good, because I don't know that one. but-
Frito-Lay came out with
And
some.
I don't like RC. I got an RC Cola too. And I
Did
don't
you
like,
really?
I don't like that either.
What does RC stand
But
for?
I didn't want to say anything, so
What does RC
I
stand for?
took it. I don't know.
You don't even know.
No,
You got
I don't
Coca-Cola,
know.
you got Pepsi, you got Dr. Pepper. That's the only ones you know, I bet. There's
Mountain Dew, Melly
Yeah,
Yellow,
that's
Sun
Pepsi.
Drop.
But RC stands for Royal Crown Cola.
I about said Royal Crown.
Royal Crown. And there's another one, Double Cola. Made in
Oh
Chattanooga.
yeah.
Made in Chattanooga.
Yeah.
But anyway, they sold more in the last 2 weeks than they did in all of 2016 on that.
I'm sure.
Can you believe that?
I'm sure. I'm sure Sun Chips did well. Sun Drop did well.
Yeah, I bet they
Anything
did.
to do with that.
Okay, have
Because
you been?
restaurants were having Eclipse menus, you know, and they were serving things
That'd be
like
wise.
that.
That'd be
yeah.
wise to do. Have you been keeping up with the movement because of what happened over in Charlottesville? The lady lost her life, and I believe a trooper did too. Over
Well, his
the,
was accidental, look, in a
Was it?
helicopter crash. Mhm.
But anyway, what's going on and what people are doing, it's the monuments were to an era in history, the Confederacy versus the Union and the Civil War and all that. So now all these monuments to these great figures in that era of our history, they're being torn down or whatever. But have you
Oh,
have you
yeah.
ever been to Stone Mountain?
Yeah, with you.
Stone Mountain. Stone Mountain, it took years and years and years and years to sculpt those three horses, and Jefferson Davis and Robert E. Lee and Stonewall Jackson on those horses back inside that granite mountain. Listen, the flanks of those horses are back in that mountain the length of a city bus. And now they're wanting to do away with this.
See, it's getting out of hand. It's
Okay.
ridiculous. Ridiculous.
There has been a documentary put out about Vietnam. Parade Magazine asked these people, why did you put out this documentary about Vietnam? Why now? Why did you and why now? And here's what they said. The
Okay.
seeds of many of the troubles that beset us today, which are alienation, resentment, cynicism, mistrust of our government and each other, breakdown of civil discourse, civic institution, these were sown during the Vietnam War. It was the most unpopular war we were in. People did not
Yeah,
want to even
that's
serve
true.
in it. And these two people that prepared this documentary said, until a way to come to terms with this unsettled and enormously consequential event, its ghost will continue to haunt us. So when Americans think about the Vietnam War, they're thinking about themselves and what went on. You cannot
Yeah.
separate all that went on back then. That was when the flower children were
The hippies.
the hippies. But they're saying we've got to figure out what we're fighting for, who we're fighting against. So they're saying if we listen to each other with open hearts, we can find some peace in the profound truths this epic tragedy can teach about the human condition, loyalty, resilience, justice, forgiveness, and ultimately reconciliation. That's a
Yeah.
worthy objective. I don't know that it will be accomplished, but that's a worthy objective. We got time for some stories.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and I did feel bad about the woman getting run over. That was crazy.
Yeah.
But that was a crazy person doing that, though. You know, he just
Right.
didn't care.
Okay. Here we go.
All right.
An 18-year-old field goal kicker could be the first woman to play in the NFL. Scouts say she has the talent and the desire. All she needs is the criminal record.
There you go.
She'll be a natural then.
She would be.
All right. It's the final round of the quiz show, and only 3 contestants remain: an Englishman, a Texan, and Bubba. So the question is, finish the following song title and spell the answer. Old MacDonald had a blank.
Farm.
Okay, they had to say the answer and spell it. So
If
the
they are
Englishman went first, and he said, estate. Old MacDonald had an estate, E-S-T-A-T-E. And the announcer said, well, you spelled it right, but that's not the answer.
No.
So Bubba's going nuts. He knows it, and he's just jumping up and down. He's so excited, but the Texan is next.
The Texan.
So the Texan said, well, Old MacDonald had a ranch, R-A-N-C-H. And the announcer said, well, you got the spelling correct, but you have the wrong answer. So Bubba is jumping up and down. He knows that he's next. He's about ready to scream. And so the announcer says to Bubba, said, okay, for the grand prize, what is the answer? Bubba said, farm.
Right.
E-I-E-I-O.
Oh, shit.
That's Bubba for you.
Poor old Bubba.
I know the answer. Poor old Bubba.
That's good.
Okay.
I like that one.
A New York attorney representing a wealthy art collector called and asked to speak to his client. And he said, Saul, I have some good news and I have some bad news.
Mm-hmm.
And the art collector replied, well, you know, I've had an awful day. So let's hear the good news first.
Mm-hmm.
And the lawyer said, well, I met with your wife today.
Right.
And she informed me that she has invested only $5,000 in 2 very nice pictures that she thinks will bring somewhere between $15 to $1 million. And I think she could be right.
$15 to $20 million.
Yeah, for 2 pictures, she only paid $5,000 for it.
Be
And
nice.
the art collector's name is Saul, and Saul, well, holy cow. My wife is a brilliant businesswoman, isn't she? Invest $5,000 and get 15 to 20 million back.
Yeah, buddy.
You just made my day. Now I can handle it. Give me the bad news. Well, the lawyer replied, the pictures of you are of you and your secretary. He's a goner. He's going to be out 15 or 20 million dollars.
Heck yeah. She's going to take that money and run.
Oh, me.
Do
Okay.
one more, and then I'll tell the listeners about these dogs that we need to help out.
Okay, what's the difference? Well, Rafael Nadal, he won the French Open, remember?
Yeah,
And he
he
became
wins it about every year.
And he was the first man to win 10 titles in that tournament, in any major tournament. So when they asked him his secret, he said, my secret is I don't have to play Serena Williams.
Oh, he was the one that said that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you want to?
That's funny.
Let me give you one more before you do the dogs.
No problem.
What's the difference between a piano, a tuna, and a bottle of glue?
What's the difference between a piano,
A piano, a tuna, and a bottle of glue.
tuna
Tuna fish.
No clue.
You can tuna piano,
Yeah.
but you can't piano a tuna.
No. Was that the joke?
What about the glue? You're supposed to say, what about the glue?
What about the glue?
I knew you'd get stuck there.
Shoot. I messed that one up by not saying what about the glue.
You're supposed to say, what about the glue?
Those were good. Well, we want our WAT listeners to let, because there's just a few days to get this done. We got a 7-year-old female rat terrier. She's fixed and housebroken. And then we've also got a 1-year-old Chihuahua Corgi mix, who is also fixed and housebroke. So you can't beat that.
That's
If
good.
you're wanting a pet, it don't get no better than that. Please help these people out. The lady's having to move to the nursing home. She's real worried because they may end up having to go to the humane shelter, which
She doesn't
usually,
want to.
no, usually that doesn't end good. So let's try to help these people out, folks. Call 423-762-3832. That's 423-762-3832, and help these people find these little dogs a home so they don't have to go to the shelter.
And they can fit right in your home. They're ready.
Yeah, that's right. They're already housebroken. They're fixed. So if you're going to get a pet, that's the easiest way to do it.
Mac Brown had terriers.
Right, Terry, really?
Yeah.
They're funny. All those are good dogs right there.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it for Albertology, and that's it for the Albert and Billy Show this week. Thanks for listening on WUAT Radio and watching us on Channel 18 Valley TV and on YouTube. And don't forget Pawpaw's Challenge to...
one-word description of where you live.
Yeah.
If you live in Bledsoe County. In
Bledsoe County. Just mail us at P.O. Box 128, Pikeville, Tennessee, or what's P.O. Box 395, Pikeville, Tennessee, or go to our Facebook page, The Albert and Billy Show, and answer it there, and we'll see what we get and reveal the answers.
There'll be a lot of repetition, I'd say.
I would say so.
If we get it.
We will. And thanks for listening.
Yeah.
And thanks for watching as always. And we'll be back next week for the Albert and Billy Show.
Had a good time.